What's up, guys? It's MavsDynasty, and welcome to Fan Takes, where we're going to be analyzing some of y'all's opinions y'all put on my Instagram. We're going to see if it's good for the Mavs to do or not. So yesterday I put two polls out on my Instagram regarding the recent rumors about Jaylen Brown coming to Dallas for Mo Bamba, the 5th pick, actually. And then I also put another story for Nerlens Noel and see if we should let him walk or not. So regarding the Jaylen Brown and Mo Bamba poll I put out, 64% of you said we should keep the 5th pick. 36% said that we should have the Jaylen Brown 27 if that trade does come to life. So what we do know about these rumors so far is that the Celtics are very interested in Mo Bamba, the athletic freak from the University of Texas at Austin with a height of 7'1". The Celtics have said that they're willing to give up Jaylen Brown in the 27th pick for a higher pick in the draft so they can draft Mo Bamba, who their missing centerpiece, which right now they have Aaron Baines, who isn't doing too well. The 6'7" shooting guard / small forward for the Boston Celtics put up a solid 15 points per game for them as they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals where they were defeated by LeBron James. The 3rd pick in the 2016 NBA draft could be a valuable asset for Dallas, as pairing up two athletic freaks in Jaylen and Dennis Smith Jr. could make one of the better backcourts in the league. Now, in regards to the poll about Nerlens Noel, 64% of you said to let him walk and 36% of you said to re-sign him. So it looks like Nerlens Noel isn't in your guys' hearts. On February 23, 2017, the Dallas Mavericks traded for Nerlens Noel in exchange for Andrew Bogut and a fan favorite, Justin Anderson. The disappointing Nerlens Noel stint with Dallas has transpired to 6.4 points per game and a whole lot of DNPs. Now, personally, I like the guy, but I guess he just didn't fare well in the Mavs system, and then coach gave him a lot of did not play, so I guess his stint with Dallas is probably over with, and that's as disappointing as it is to say, it's probably better for the Mavs as we can go look for a better center in the free agency or in the draft. Now, first fan take is from Brendan Mayfield, who says, Dallas hopefully drafts Mamba, then signs Julius Randle, and his second option would be Dallas drafts Michael Porter Jr. and signs Clint Capella while moving Harrison Barnes to the 4. The 6'9" big man from LA, Julius Randle, put up an impressive 16 points per game last year for the Lakers, and he had plenty of good games against Dallas. So I can see what Brendan is saying here if he wants to give Dirk some off-the-bench time while Mo Bamba and Julius Randle take over for the Mavs, which would be great in my opinion. Julius Randle has been in the Mavs sights for a while now, and it'd be great if we can finally pull out a pretty big free agent this year. Brendan's second option would be to sign Michael Porter Jr., the 6'10" small forward from Missouri, who didn't get to play a lot in college due to his injury, but while he was in high school, he was a prodigy, averaging an astounding 37 points per game. As Michael Porter Jr. is a small forward, that would move Harrison Barnes down to the 4 so he can still be in the starting lineup. That would give Dirk some rest. And Brendan also messaged signing Clint Capella. Clint Capella put up 13.9 points per game this year for the Rockets, but he's best known for his athletic ability and his shot blocking, which could tremendously help the Mavs. Now, I agree with Brendan's first option here, getting Julius Randle in free agency, and then also drafting Mo Bamba. That'd be a good front court duo for Dallas, so Dirk can get some rest coming off the bench, and he can be probably more valuable for us. But his second option of drafting Michael Porter Jr., who's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I just think coming off an injury, it might be too much of a risk for Dallas, which we don't want to take right now. I mean, Clint Capella is probably a stretch to get in the free agency since, sadly, no one comes to Dallas. The second fan take we have is from Trevor Jr. 93, who says to trade the 5th pick for Tatum and 24th, but he probably means 27th pick, and then sign Cousins. Now, the 6'8" small forward for the Boston Celtics had a terrific rookie year and even better playoff run, where he averaged 18.5 points per game and led the Kyrie and Gordon-led Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they lost to LeBron in 7 games. Jason undoubtedly could be a tremendous asset for Dallas, as he is an up-and-coming superstar. Now, would Boston do this trade as exactly as Trevor puts it? Probably not, because they don't want to give up the 27th and Tatum for only the 5th pick. We'd probably have to give up more, and then they wouldn't add the 27th pick because Tatum is a bona fide superstar probably. But I mean, if the Mavs can find a way to get Tatum, I'm not arguing against it. That'd be a great asset for Dallas, and if that does happen, we'll probably see the playoffs next year. In regards to the 6'11" center, DeMarcus Cousins, coming to Dallas in free agency would be a bit of a stretch, but he did put up 25.2 points per game and any guy like that is welcome to come to Dallas, in my opinion. Now, is all of what Trevor says likely to happen? Probably not, but I don't think any Mavs fan would argue against this if it were to happen. That'd be awesome. Now, Sean Grill says, we have a better options for a new C in regards to Nerlens Noel. Better to start with a clean slate, in my opinion. And he also says, pick up Michael Porter Jr., target a big in free agency, re-sign Curry, let Noel and Salah walk. Seth Curry has been a valuable asset for Dallas, putting up an average of 10 points per game, but in the second half of the 2016-17 season, he was putting up big numbers and pushing the Mavs to the playoffs. Sadly, in his 2017-18 season, Seth underwent a season-ending leg surgery, leaving him sidelined for the whole year. Re-signing Curry, in my opinion, should be one of the Mavs' top priorities this offseason. He's a really good player, and he could really help us in the future. Now, Sean says we have a lot better options for a new C, and he's probably referring to DeMarcus Cousins, Julius Randle, Clint Capella, or obviously Mo Bamba. And it'd be great if we get one of those guys, but the more likely outcome there is Mo Bamba if we don't trade the pick for Jaylen Brown. Sean then suggests to let Noel and Salah walk. Noel, as we already talked about before, has had a disappointing career in Dallas and is probably on his way out. But Salah has been a fan favorite in Dallas for the past 3 years, but only put up a measly 3.5 points per game and 4 rebounds per game in limited minutes. So overall, I think I agree with Sean here. I think the only thing I disagree with is probably the Michael Porter Jr. As you guys know, I already have doubts with him. But if we get him, I'm not going to be mad or anything. I'm still going to be happy. But yeah, this would be a good approach to take this free agency for Dallas, and it's a pretty good opinion. All right, so for our fourth fan take, Mike here says, to target Julius Randle or Cousins this offseason. Although I'm iffy on Cousins after his Achilles tear, then draft him Michael Porter Jr. or Bamba if we miss out on either of the two and try to trade for free from the Nuggets. Now, we already have discussed Julius's worth for Dallas, and we have touched on DeMarcus Cousins, but didn't mention his Achilles tear suffered against the Houston Rockets late this season, which sidelined him for the rest of the 2017-18 season and the playoffs. Now, in my opinion, I think Cousins has been in the NBA long enough to recover from an injury like this, so I think he'll be, if he does come to Dallas, he'd be a valuable asset for us still, and he'd help us big time. Then Mike says to draft Michael Porter Jr. or Bamba if we miss out on either of the two, which will most likely happen. I don't see us getting anyone else in the draft. Now, Mike makes a bold statement here by saying we should trade for Kenneth Faried, the 2011-2012 All-Rookie team member, who averaged only 5.9 points per game last year for the Denver Nuggets. Kenneth Faried has stated how he already doesn't want to play with the Nuggets and that he's open for a trade, and the Nuggets have also stated that too. So if Dallas could get in there, I mean, I don't see what would be the problem with getting him. If we trade too much, and yeah, I wouldn't trade a Powell and a Yogi for him, nah. But he could be a valuable asset for us, and maybe we can rejuvenate his career as Rick Carlisle did with Vince Carter. So 9 days here says to cut Mejri, offer a low contract for Noel, if not release him, max contract Boogie, draft Michael Porter Jr., and there's any cap space available, try for Randle. Now, an option that we haven't mentioned yet is offering a low contract for Noel, which I would most certainly do if I was Dallas. But the chances of Noel taking a low contract are probably slim to none. Also hasn't been brought up yet is getting Boogie and Julius Randle, which would be just amazing for Dallas. We have a powerhouse front court, and Dirk coming off the bench would be amazing. But the likeliness of this happening are probably not that big. But still, I'm not arguing against this at all. It's a great opinion, and if it were to come to life, that'd be great. Our fifth fan take today is from Ewing Reed, who says, if we don't draft Michael Porter Jr. or Mo Bamba, go for Aaron Gordon or Julius Randle in free agency. If we do, we should go for Rodney Hood. 6'9" power forward / small forward Aaron Gordon has proven his worth for the past 4 years in Orlando, putting up 17.6 points per game and 17.9 rebounds per game for the team. Acquiring him in Dallas would be fantastic and would be a good replacement for Dirk, as Dirk is nearing his retirement. Now, Ewing says that we should go for Gordon only if we don't draft Michael Porter Jr. or Mo Bamba. And I don't know what he implies by that if they're already taken by then, or when we get another draft star, or if we're already going to trade the pick for Jaylen Brown. But if we do trade the pick for Jaylen Brown and then get Aaron Gordon and also have Dennis Smith Jr., this would be amazing. We got a lot of young guys there. It would really help Dallas. Now, someone who hasn't been getting a lot of talk recently is Rodney Hood, who was traded to the Cavs earlier this year. Before Cleveland, he was putting up 16.8 points per game for Utah, After the trade, he didn't get as much minutes and stacked up the DNPs. Personally, I would love to see Rodney Hood in Dallas. He could be an awesome shooting guard for us and get Seth and Dennis Smith, that rotation going on there. And also having Berea and Yogi, yeah, we'd have a pretty stacked backcourt, which I would want to stick with. And yeah, I really like this idea, and I think we should go for it. All right, and our last fan take is from Anas Jabbar. Sorry if I probably pronounced that wrong, my bad. We should try to get Tatum, if not draft MPJ, then go for a big name in free agency. KD or PG. You never know. And try to resign Noel and a bunch of other guys. Seth Curry, Doug. It's asking a whole lot from Dallas to pull in a superstar like Kevin Durant, who's having a terrific season with the Warriors, or Paul George, who didn't have nearly the season he expected when he was traded to Oklahoma. Now, I know he brings that you never know statement, but I don't think we should waste our time with these guys and rather focus on what he also says here is to resign a bunch of the Mavs, such as Seth Curry and Doug McDermott. Resigning Curry is a must for Dallas, and resigning Doug wouldn't be a bad idea, as he put up 9 points per game for Dallas this year, after acquiring him in a trade at the trade deadline this year, which sent Devin Harris to Denver and Emmanuel Mudiay to NY. Overall, I like his opinion on re-signing the guys that helped us out. He also says to re-sign Noel, which we've already talked about. I'm not going to go over it again. But yeah, I think Doug McDermott, he played really good, better than I expected for sure this year. He played, in my opinion, probably a more valuable role than Devin Harris did. And I think if we re-sign him, that'd be a good idea. But in terms of KD and Paul George, I don't think that's going to happen. And last but not least, my favorite opinion from Mr_underrated96. Get rid of Wesley Matthews. And that wraps it up for this video, guys. Thank you for showing your support for the page by watching the video. And I really like this idea of getting you guys involved too. If you guys like it, comment, subscribe, tell me what you would like to see more in this channel. But yeah, I really like this fan takes idea, and I'll probably do another one of these. Till next time, guys.